Hey, hi, hello, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Shannon. How you doing? Nice to meet you. I hope you're doing so very well. Today I'm bringing you my TBR tarot for the month of July. But first I'm going to run through my wrap up for TBR tarot in June, and then we will get on to my picks for July. This will be chaptered, so you can jump about if you're not interested in my wrap-ups. If you're interested to see what I pick for the month of July, then stick around. A card I pulled in June was to read a most anticipated, and for this I went with Mina and the Undead. I did end up reading this and I gave it a 4.5 stars. I really enjoyed this. This was great. It had everything that I wanted it to have. This follows Mina in New Orleans, and there's these murders that are happening, and these murders have supernatural elements to them. Maybe they're not all that meets the eye, and Mina and her sister with their group of friends kind of get wrapped up in this investigation of these murders, and things go crazy. This had all the nods to my favourite horror films. It had like the pop culture references that I enjoy. Some of them can be iffy, but these feel like, because they're my favourites that it's referencing, it just worked so well. It had that vampire kind of paranormal vibe. I, at certain points in this, kind of got the Vampire Diaries vibes through it, which nostalgia, and I loved it. I cannot wait for the sequel. I will be reading it. That is Mina and the Slayers, and these covers are just gorgeous. The sequel cover I will put here, but these are just two very gorgeous covers, and I absolutely cannot wait for the second one. Next was to read a book that I had started but not finished. For this I went with Heartstream by Tom Pollock. I did read this. I gave this a 3.5 stars. I think this was surprising in a good way. In this we follow Amy, who shares her feelings on this app called Heartstream. Other people can feel her feelings through this app, and she loses her mum. She's going through a lot of grief. When she gets home from the funeral, there is a random person standing in her kitchen and bombs set up all around her house. And through this we get dual perspective of the woman in the kitchen and Amy, and they're kind of both their experiences of life. This was a surprise read because this was on my self-destruct, and I'm glad that I got to it. I definitely think it had more than I thought it would. It went further than I thought it would, but I wanted more of the app. The app was like the most interesting part to me. I compare this to like an episode of Black Mirror. If you've ever watched that show, then this gives that kind of vibe. I did enjoy this, and I would definitely think about picking up more from this author. I feel like for a man writing two women, it was really well done, and I did enjoy the story and the plot and the characters. I just wanted more of the app and more of this intricate world that could be brought up through this app. But nevertheless, I enjoyed this, and I'm glad I knocked it off my self-destruct. Little bit of a spoiler, I did not complete my TBR for this month because I got put into a huge slump due to one book that I read, and I will get to that. But that means that I did not get to The House in the Cerulean Sea by TJ Klune and Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. I didn't get to these, unfortunately. I got into a huge slump. I do plan on continuing this. This was actually a buddy read with Effie. They're always linked down below in case you're interested. But we decided to move this to another month because we both never got to it. So I will be reading this at some point this year. I would like to get to this at some point this year because I've had it for so long. I've had it since it came out. I don't even know when it came out. That's so bad. If you hear my dog in the background, the nice weather makes her want to sunbathe in the garden, and she will just bark until she gets let out so she can go sunbathe. This was taken out in 2019. It's now 2022 and I still haven't read this. And the sequel comes out this year, I believe. So I think I would definitely like to get to these this year. This definitely because it's a buddy read that we've pushed. But this would be really nice to get to as well. Do not worry, there is someone downstairs with her. She is just a pain when it's nice weather outside, and just wants to sunbathe. So the reason that I didn't complete my TBR this month was simply because of this book. I have lost the dust jacket, which shows you how much I care. This is Hyde by Kirsten White. This was shit. I gave it 2 stars, and that was a generous 2 stars. This was a 250 page book, and it took me about 2 weeks to complete. I was not feeling this. This was not what it was pitched as. We got this pitched as a competition that takes place in an abandoned carnival, and all these contestants go in. Whoever wins and stays hidden the longest gets a cash prize, which, fine. I thought this was going to be like a slasher where like the competition is running and someone's going around killing all the contestants, and the people that are running the contest are up in arms and scared, but they don't know how to stop this killer. And I thought that's what it was going to be, which I was so down for. That was not what it was. For one, this goes supernatural, kind of paranormal. Was not expecting that. Also, I expected this to be first person narrative from the main character Mac. It wasn't. It was third person narrative from like 7 different characters, which made it really hard to become invested in any of the characters. Their backstories were so short, and even when you got a bit of interest in one of the characters' backstories, it didn't hold weight because you would move on to the next character, and then by the time you got back round to that character and something was revealed, it lost its impact. This was a good idea, but the execution just didn't work for me. I did not like this. It put me in a slump. I gave it 2 stars. It's definitely something I think people will enjoy if they go in expecting supernatural, or if you go in with a bit more knowledge than what I had. But this was nothing that I thought it would be, in the worst way possible. I'm not keeping this. I am actually giving it to my friend Cephie so they can read it, because I don't want this. It's a 2-star read. The only reason that I finished it and forced myself to finish it instead of DNFing it is because it's a literally dead book club pick. That's the only reason I finished this book. If it was up to me and I didn't want to like participate in the live show, I probably would have DNF'd this, which maybe means that I should have put this as a 1 star, because like if I'm gonna DNF it, then it's pretty much the worst of the worst, right? And like it's not a DNF for now, it would have been a DNF forever. So maybe this more of a 1 star. I'm very given when it comes to ratings. I very rarely give out 1 stars because 1 and 2 stars are interchangeable to me, and I do have the admiration that someone put a lot of work into this and that they have written this world. But at the same time, like, it's so hard. I need to get my rating system down because I very rarely 1-star books. 1 and 2 stars are interchangeable. And I also think it takes nothing away from me saying this is a 2-star, because I don't know. I'm just very generous with ratings. But if I could have, I would have DNF'd this. And lastly, because I was in such a huge slump because of Hyde, I decided the best way to go was a reread to try and bring myself back. For this, I went with Growing by Tiffany D. Jackson. This is one of my all-time favourite books. This is a 5-star read. I love Tiffany D. Jackson's work. I just think what she does is so important, and the stories that she tells have meaning, which makes them hit so hard. And in this, we follow Enchanted, who is desperate to be a singer. It is her one and only dream. She wants to use her voice, and she then decides that she's going to audition for this music competition, but she doesn't get through. But Corey Fields, a superstar who has sold platinum and triple platinum or whatever albums, takes an interest in her, and she thinks this is a way to boost her into her singing career. So she goes on the road with him with her parents' permission. All promises are put through with her keeping up with her schoolwork and being supervised. Unfortunately, that's not the way that this story goes, and Enchanted gets stuck in a situation that no person should ever be stuck in. This hits so hard, and this does have, like, with Tiffany D. Jackson, she pulls like headlines and makes a whole story off of a headline, and this is very similar to the R. Kelly situation. Hashtag mute R. Kelly. We do not want anything to do with him. But I just want to read this one part in the acknowledgements because I just think it's great. And it says, if you've read Allegedly or Monday's Not Coming, you already know this book was inspired by a case. But this book is not about R. Kelly, nor is it a recount of his allegations. This book is about the abuse of power. It's about the pattern of excusing grown men for what their behaviour while faulting young girls for their missteps. It's about the blatant criticism of girls who were victims of manipulation. It's about holding the right person accountable for the crime he committed. It's about corporations attempting to silence victims and continue to profit off the very monster they helped create. About the individuals who were meant to protect and serve and never believe in victims in their moments of bravery. It's about girls trying to defend themselves against the world and the possibility of similar situations happening to anyone, even to girls from two-parent household. This book is not about R. Kelly. It's about adults who know the difference between right and wrong, because no matter where you stand on the issue, he knew better. And like, I just think that wraps up exactly how I feel about this book. Like, this book hits because it's so close to something that's happened in real life, but it takes the side of the victim, the survivor gets the voice, and it's so important for that to happen. So yeah, this is amazing. 5-starred it again, loved it. I'm gonna do things a little bit different this time. Normally I pre-film my card picks before I start recording this part, but I'm obviously still in a little bit of a slump, so I decided to pick them live with you guys, which I don't know if this is more fun or not. I might do this every couple of videos, I don't know, we will see how it works. But I feel like picking right now in the moment might make this like easier on myself because I'm in such a slump. So we're gonna go on to my first card pick for July. There's so much cards in here. If you don't know, I play this game called TBR Tarot. I have taken all of the tarot cards and placed prompts on them. I get points, and I'm not allowed to buy books unless I hit 20 points on my TBR game, or unless they're for video projects or anything like that, book clubs and stuff. So just gonna so many cards. I'm gonna pick this one right here. I like how I'm showing you, but I don't even know. Generate a color generator, and I get bonus points if it's thriller or mystery. I will color generate. Yay, we have charge. Right. Let us color generate something. Don't be a bitch. Oh, it's so humid. I know my hair is gonna go like triple the size of this in like an hour. I do all this work and then I know for a fact it's gonna get ruined, okay? Like, it's completely just froze. As soon as I need it, it freezes. I'm going to generate 2 colors just because I feel like that gives me a better chance of finding something to match. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see this. Is it working? Okay, it worked. We have these 2 colors. Oh, did it change? I think it changed. Okay, I'm gonna go with these 2 colors because I didn't see the last 2. So we have deep orange and blue gray. What am I doing with that? Ooh. Okay. I think I'm gonna go with Iron Widow by Xran J. Zhao. I'm sorry. So sorry if I pronounced that wrong, which I probably did. This is Sephi's favourite book. one of Sefe's favourite books, so it comes highly recommended. It definitely fits like the orange colour, and then on the back it has like this grey colour here, so it actually matches both colours. And it says, "You've been living a dream for long enough. Welcome to your nightmare. The boys of Huxia dream of the celebrity status that comes with piloting crystallese, giant transforming robots that battle the aliens beyond the Great Wall. Their female co-pilots are expected to serve as concubines and sacrifice their life. When 18-year-old Zetian offers herself up as a concubine pilot, her plan is to assassinate the ace male pilot responsible for her sister's death. But on the miraculously emerging from the cockpit, unscathed after her first battle, she is declared an Iron Widow, the most feared pilot of all. Now that Zetian has had a taste of power, she sets her sights on bigger things. The time has come to stop more girls from being sacrificed." This sounds really good. It comes highly recommended. I love the cover. I'm here. It matches the colour generator, and it does not match... I don't think it matches the... It doesn't match the bonus, so I will only get 1 point for this, but I'm quite happy enough to forgo the bonus to read this. So that is my first pick. And then we will do my second pick. This card here. Read a new adult book and I get bonus points if it's fantasy. Okay. I do not know what I'm doing for this one because all my new adult books are on my Kindle, and I just thought of one that would kind of work for this, but am I going to take that on in July? Fuck it. Why do I hate myself? Okay, so a new adult book and I get bonus points if it's fantasy. House of Sky and Breath, anyone? I mean, I read this when it first came out. I've started tabbing it. Like, I love this world. I love Sarah J Maas. There's no reason why this should not be read. But I went into a huge, dire slump in the month of February when this was released, and I had to stop. I had to stop because I was forcing myself to read it, and I don't do that with Sarah J Maas's books. I read them to consume and enjoy them. So yeah, this might happen in July. I mean, I've already got a fantasy on here. Are we going to have a fantasy heavy July? It's been a while since I've read a lot of fantasy, so maybe? Yeah, okay. I'm going to put this House of Sky and Breath on my July TBR. This is the sequel to Crescent City. I mean, you probably already know what it's about. Let me know in the comments if you would like me to vlog this. I probably will, because I would like to have a vlog for future reference to see how I feel as I read this. But I would always like your feedback. So yeah, this is, for someone that's in a slump, this is already an intense TBR. Just, I don't make things easy for myself. Okay, next. Please be one that I can pick something small for. Go over here. Oh. Can I pick something small for this one? Read a book with a new relationship and friendship. Bonus points if it's fantasy. I'm probably not going to put another fantasy book on my TBR because I already have two. A new relationship or friendship. Read a book with a new relationship / friendship. For this, I'm going to go with Ugly Love by Colleen Hoover. I've just recently discovered I like Colleen Hoover's work. Well, I've only read one book, but I loved that one book. In this, we follow Tate Collins. When she meets the tormented and secretive Miles Archer, they wouldn't even go so far as to consider themselves friends. The only thing Tate and Miles have in common is a mutual physical attraction that can't be denied. Once their desires are out in the open, they realise they might have stumbled onto the perfect no-strings attachment. He isn't looking for love and she doesn't have time for it, so that leaves just sex. What they've got could be surprisingly satisfying as long as Tate can stick to the 2 rules Miles has for her. Never ask about the past and don't expect a future. They think they can handle it, but everything is different when real emotions start to change the equation. Hearts get infiltrated, promises get broken, rules get shattered, love gets ugly. This is what I'm going to be reading for this one, and I'm glad that I've been able to add a short book onto my already intimidating TBR. And the last card pick for the month of July, we have, I'm going to pick this one. Oh, you bitch. I'm gonna go easy on myself with this one, I think. Yes, it works. It works. Okay, so I regret putting Sky and Breath on my TBR now, but the last card is a 500-page book. For this, I'm going with Industrial Magic by Kelly Armstrong. This is over 500 pages. It's like 528 pages, and this is the 4th book in the Women of the Otherworld series. I fly through this. This might be over 500 pages, but it's mass market paperback, and I tend to fly through Kelly Armstrong's writing. I just find it so engaging and so fun. It's just, I don't know if it's like a nostalgia thing but it just makes me happy being in this paranormal world. So yeah, I think this is a good pick for over 500 pages because I think it will be an easy over 500 page read, hopefully. So I'm kind of intimidated now. Also, I still need to take a punishment because that's rewards. I didn't finish last month's TBR, so let's pick one of these punishments, shall we? Please don't be a bad one, I say with great trepidation. Oh no. I can read this from here. Add an extra card. So I'm not done picking from the card deck. So my punishment is to pick another card, which is what I will do here. I'm going to pick this one. Please be a good one. A book with one of your favourite tropes, and I get bonus points if it's mystery or a thriller. Okay. I am going to stretch this just the tiniest bit. I'm going to go with Good Girls Die First because this is my buddy read with Sephi, and one of my favourite tropes is when a group of people get together and they're all hiding something and we have to go through a bunch of psychological mind games to find out what they're hiding. This is that. The only difference is the way that I like this trope is normally done in adult mystery thrillers. This is YA. So even though it's a favourite trope, it's going to be different because it's different age categories. But it still works the same, I think. I tend to like this trope when it's a bunch of adults who have done some shitty things. But I'm sure it will maybe have the same effect with kids. This says, the night began with blackmail. 8 o'clock, Portgrave Pier, can you keep a secret? 10 teenagers lured to a derelict carnival, each one with a dark past they are determined to keep hidden. As they start to die, it is an unknown killer they need to fear or each other. Mind games, murder, mayhem. How far will you go to survive the night? I mean, it sounds good. This is a buddy read. It has one of my favourite tropes. I hope it's done the same in younger fiction, but I'm pretty happy to read this. It's also small. It's small, which is a bonus because, like, oh no, this is a lot. I'm gonna put on the screen here how many pages total I have on my TBR. I'm also going to put how many pages I would have to read a day in order to complete this TBR. So that math will be here. Future Shannon will be shocked or happy or sad or probably already crying, because damn, this is a big TBR for me, especially considering I'm in a semi-slump. I'm thinking I could knock these two out fairly quickly. This one would be quite quick. These two are going to be the ones that I have to figure out what I'm going to do, when I'm going to fit them in. But this is the TBR. And that is it. That is all I have for you today. Thank you so very much for watching. I am absolutely roasting. I need to go get ready to leave for the cinema. I'm going to see The Black Phone with Sefe today, and I'm so excited. It is one of my highly anticipated horrors of this year, so I should probably go finished getting ready and head out to that. I was hoping to film another video, but I don't have time, so I don't know when I'll do that. Maybe if it's still light when I come back, I can squeeze it in. I will have to see, but if not, it can all wait because I'm going to see The Black Phone.
I feel like an actual sack of potatoes.
Yes. That is just totally going in now. Say hello to the vlog.
Hello to the vlog. Say hello.
Hello vlog. Thank you so very much for watching. If you've read any of these books, please leave your thoughts down below. No spoilers, of course. We don't spoil on this channel unless we warn people. So if you're going to spoil something, please put spoiler warning or stars or brackets or something around the spoilers so people are very aware that there's spoilers in your comments. I hope you have a great day, great week, whenever the hell you are watching this. Remember to stay safe, happy and healthy, and I will see you next time. Bye.
Pick it up from the top, hit restart. So far it's been so hard.